And as for the Falcons, well. Chiamakana Dozier returns to the goal post. Osinachi Ale on a maybe Tony Payne if I on the mono Ritachu Kwelu Ngozi Okwogene Rashidat Ajibade, Francisca Odega, Alimatu Ainde, and Alozie Chinwe are the 11 Falcons of Nigeria tonight. Well, you'll be interested to know that the mayors of Botswana have been promised $16,000 if they are able to defeat the Super Falcons. I mean, can you imagine that? Well, it is actually true because they know that this game means a lot. Well, who is making this pledge? It is being made by the managing director Lukara Botswana. Well, Lukara Botswana is a company in Botswana that does whatever they do, but the manager of the company says, well, the 200,000 Botswana pula if they're able to defeat the Super Falcons in the next less than 20 minutes before kickoff between these two giants. The counter is slated for the Moulay Hassan Stadium in Rabat, where the Falcons are looking to bounce back from 2-1's defeat on Monday to the Banyana of South Africa. The Mayors of Botswana, on the other hand, defeated Burundi 4-2 in their first ever game of the competition. And this is the first meeting between both teams at this level. So, reacting to the latest development, Super Falcons captain Onome Ebi has promised that they won't disappoint this evening against Botswana. She says the team is raring to go. Team is raring to go again following Monday's disappointing 2-1 defeat to Banyana. The Super Falcons, of course, will need a win against Botswana tonight to boost their chances of securing a place in the next round of the competition. And Olomebi insisted that they are fully focused on getting their campaign back on track. looked at the lineups for both countries and what to expect. So now over to you guys. Let's have the phone lines open and I'll be taking your predictions. Yes, predict and win, predict and win, predict and win. And, well, it's pretty simple. If you can predict the final scoreline this evening between the Super Falcons of Nigeria and the Males of Botswana, then we have something for you courtesy of Citizen Sport. The number to call is 0818 22 22 205. You can send in your WhatsApp messages as well to the same number 0818 22 22 205, as well as 0903 22 29 797. I'll take that again 0903 22 29 797 or 0808 22 22 037. That is 0808 22 22 037. Predict the final scoreline between the Super Falcons of Nigeria and the Males of Botswana. Of course, you'd expect that in this game, around the world drum would be raring to go just as much as the girls are. And everyone wants to see what the Super Falcons will do tonight, how they will respond to the defeat, and, just see how things will develop basically in the squad tonight. In the other group game between South Africa and Burundi, it is the Bayana on the side who came out victorious at the end of the day. And as a result of that win, Bayana of South Africa have qualified for the quarterfinals of the 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations after defeating Burundi 3-1 in their second Group C game today. It is now back-to-back wins for South Africa, who opened the tournament with a win against champion Super Falcons of Nigeria. For Burundi, who had a player sent off with 20 minutes left, it is a second loss for them after going 4-2 against Botswana. In today's game, South Africa took the lead in the 20th minute through Thembi Galtana, but Burundi equalized 10 minutes later by Aniela Awimana. In the 32nd minute, South Africa took the lead again, this time off the boot of Amogelang Motau. The Bana girls had the opportunity to extend their lead 1 minute into the first half at the time after they were awarded penalty. But Jermaine Upesenwe was denied by the Burundi keeper. In the 53rd minute, South Africa were awarded a penalty after Gatana was fouled by the Burundi keeper, and Linda Musalo this time converted it. All hopes for Burundi to salvage anything from the game was snuffed out as Anasiate Inshirimimana was sent off. South Africa's next game is against Botswana on Sunday, while Burundi will tackle Nigeria. So the 3-1 win for the Bana of South Africa means they now top the standings in Group C, where we also have Nigeria and Botswana. Well, of course, pending the result of the game between Nigeria and Botswana, we know that South Africa have now, as a matter of fact, qualified to the round of 16. And if Botswana do get maximum 3 points from this outing, then that means they will also qualify to the next round after getting maximum 6 points from 2 games. So 3 teams have now qualified to the next round: Morocco and Senegal, as well as South Africa. Morocco and Senegal are table toppers in Group A, both on 6 points, which means the remaining 2 teams, Burkina Faso and Uganda, are yet to secure a point at the 2022 WAFCON in Rabat, Morocco. In Group B, we have Zimbabwe on 4 points, Tunisia on 3 points, Cameroon 2 points, and Togo is on 1 point. A keenly and tightly contested group, this Group B, because just 1 point separates each from the next, and so it goes. But Zambia are currently in the driving seat. They top the table despite having scored just a single goal, but that single goal is worth 4 points so far for the Zambians. Tunisia on 3 points, having played 2 games as well, scoring 4 and conceding 2. Cameroon with 2 draws so far, just have 2 points, scoring a goal and conceding 1 goal. All right, quickly as we proceed on the show, before we go back to the Super Falcons as that game will start shortly, let's quickly have a look at all the news. Quickly in the world of tennis, this one is quite a big shocker, and the latest news is that Rafael Nadal has withdrawn from his Wimbledon semi-final against Nick Kyrgios with an abdominal injury. The 36-year-old Spanish second seed received treatment during his quarterfinal against Taylor Fritz yesterday, but pushed through the pain to win in 5 sets. So Kyrgios will now play either Novak Djokovic or Cameron Norrie in Sunday's final. Nadal confirmed he has a tear in his abdominal muscle, which means he will not be able to be competitive over 2 matches. The 22 Grand Slam champion had practiced on Wimbledon away from the media earlier today, but then I had to call a news conference. Well, it's definitely good news for Nick Kyrgios making his first Wimbledon final. And for Rafael Nadal, it's unfortunate that I won't be able to complete the calendar Grand Slam anymore, having already won the French Open and the Australian Open earlier in the year. But also in the female side, history makers Ernst Jabeur of Tunisia and Elena Rybakina will meet in the Wimbledon final after the pair claimed impressive victories in the last 4. Tunisian third seed Ernst Jabeur became the first Arab player to reach a Grand Slam singles final with a 6-2, 3-6, 6-1 win over Tatiana Maria. Rybakina then became the first singles player from Kazakhstan to reach a major final with a 6-3, 6-3 dismantling of former champion Simona Halep. The two meet on Saturday. All right, bringing it back home to the world of transfers. Major doubt has been cast over the future of Emmanuel Dennis and 3 of his Watford teammates after they were left out of the club's pre-seasons and tour squad. Emmanuel Dennis, Ismail Assar, Adam Messina and Danny Rose did not travel to Austria with the rest of the first-team squad as new manager Rob Edwards continues to ramp up his preparations ahead of the new campaign. Some of those guys are likely to leave Vicarage Road following the Hornets' relegation from the Premier League last season, but this latest developments make their exit almost certain. Sarr and Dennis are set to command significant transfer fees this summer, but as of now, it appears that no club are at advanced stage in talks for either player. Danny Rose, meanwhile, did not feature at all for the club since December, so it will be expected that it will be moved on this summer. All right, now finally bringing it back home as we get ready to join the live commentary of the Super Falcons versus Botswana game. Reminding you once again of the lineup of the girls. Well, in goal, Nadozier returns to a normal position in between the sticks. for the Super Falcons. Then is a back four of Tony Payne deputizing and left back. Onamebi and Austin Achioale in the middle of the park, while Michel Alozie plays from right back. Rita Chukwelu, Alimatu Aide, and Okobi Okoyogene are the midfielders, while Francisca Odega, Ifeanyi Onumono, and Rashida Tajibade are the attackers. So in a few minutes, the game will kick off between the Super Falcons and the Mares of Botswana. All the best, obviously, to the Super Falcons, because by all means they definitely have to get maximum 3 points this evening. So stay tuned to Citizen FM 93.7 as we will bring you the live commentary as it goes down there in Rabat, Morocco.
This game seen as a do-and-die affair there for Randy Waldrum, the American coach who was in charge of the Super Falcons. We'll be expecting something here. And so this is a lineup there for the Botswana side, who has made just one change in the game after they saw the left winger Diterbe scoring one important goal for them. The opening goal in the match against Burundi sits out today, and in a place comes a very special player whose nickname is Juju. And Kishi comes in, Bulutanye Johannes is now going to take a place. And so they would sit with a 4-2-3-1 formation with Masasele sitting right back in front of behind Tulakele, and of course having Radia Kanye on the right, left, and of course Johannes playing on the wide right.
The coach here just going with consistency, but quite to note is that solid four-lady block in that midfield, including the centre-backs. I think just making sure that they're compact enough, just being aware of the threats that Nigeria impose.
Yeah, so they have the Swaziland official in charge of today's game, Letitia Viana. And sincerely, she's going to get support there from Diana Chirukotesha from Zambia, and Miriam Chidat, obviously trying to ensure that this game is going to be that decent for both sides. And so you'll be pretty much worried with the setup there for Botswana side, indeed, having to make sure that they also stop the runs in midfield of the Nigerians and ensuring they're able to execute almost every chance that they have. The VR room is pretty much busy. Samir Guez from Morocco and Zakaria also there, and you've seen a lot of the decisions really coming in from the VR room. But interesting changes there for the Nigerians, and so Chiamaka comes in to take her place after sitting out on suspension, and so she will be in post today with Cicero Shola, unable to recover from her medial ligament damage in her knee against South Africa, forcing her out of the competition prematurely. It means that Russian-based Francesca Odega takes her place, while Ngozi Okobi takes over from Megan Plumtree, who didn't even make the cut in the starting 11.
Quite evident to note is Nadozi just coming in there, goalkeeper who I think will give that back four a bit of confidence, which is marshalled by Ebi. But of course, in that central midfield, the experience of Rita will come in handy today, just orchestrating that midfield, getting crucial passes to the likes of Odega, Ajibade as well on the right. But Onomoni today gets an opportunity to start as a number 9.
That'll be interesting in terms of Nigerians. Lineup today, they go with a 4-1-2-3 formation, which means that Yinde will sit in front of the back four, with Okobi and Chukwelu also playing just behind the front three. Ajibade will be operating from the wide right, and of course you have Odega on the wide left, and Onumenu sitting right in front.
Onumunu gets an opportunity, just obviously not easy to fill in the big shoes of Oshuala, who is now out of the tournament through injury, but of course an opportunity for her to help the Super Falcons this evening in registering more goals. Of course, the speed of Odega will come in handy today as Rita looks to get those clear-cut passes and creating those opportunities in the final third.
Absolutely, so the Swazi official. Interestingly, I was in the same flight with a referee from Ghana to Morocco, and very calm and talking about this game, and she really is one very important referee with a FIFA badge in Swaziland, and one of the few female referees in that side of town. And so this is the game that you obviously are looking for. Wounded, desperate, and needing recovery and redemption. After the case of the defending champions, the Super Falcons in Group A, it's now time for them to prepare for a judgment against Botswana and hoping for a smooth sailing trial with the sovereignty of making sure that victory stays for them alive here. And for them, they need to save their reputation in this competition, the Super Falcons. A lot to be very much calm at the back. One area they have struggled. Interestingly, Odega here on the wide left, only to use speed up there. But the interesting swapping of position for the Nigerians have been playing. We did play a little bit wide on the left in the first game, going into left back position today, allowing Odega to move wide left. It's pretty much a little bit interesting how the Nigerians really want to play.
I think they are obviously making their intentions quite clear this evening, that they really want to get onto the score sheet as much as possible, but dominate the game, play to their strengths as well, because we know Odega for a couple of years now in the Super Falcons team. She possesses great speed and great control, hoping to get the necessary passes, crosses as well for the number 9.
Expect a lot of balls coming in from this side and how they want to play in today's game, the Super Falcons of Nigeria. You're obviously going to have a resilient Mokochi in there at the right full back, and you still have Bernard and Municho, as well as Mochawe also on the right back possession. Of course, Selebacho and Tanda obviously looking at what they were able to produce against Burundi. It was an exciting performance indeed. Some of the goals that were scored, classic ones they were.
Exciting performance indeed, but they will be mindful of the kind of goals that they conceded and the key battles that you will like to see this evening, the likes of Odega versus Mkoti, Ajibade as well on the flanks with Muchawe. And I think those two full-backs are not necessarily gifted with speed, but can Nigeria take or use that to their advantage?
Spine here picks up a very good position for Nigeria. Menu going in there looking for handball decision. Certainly, Letitia wouldn't really want to deal with it. Can you see how deep Pina she's moved in there? Obviously, want to see the runs of Ajibade here, looking to find space and cutting in and then getting the balls into very dangerous areas there. And she is one player who's pretty much dangerous. That should be a worrying situation there for Ekusanga there for Botswana.
The Atletico Madrid midfielder wants to use her experience as well, making sure that every time she gets down on that right flank, the ability to go 1v1 with the left full back, but also just cut in and get those cutbacks for oncoming midfielders like Rita to get to the edge of the box.
Lakel is believing that the team can recover and play their game. Well, the Nigerians are happy to have Chiamaka back in Haiti. She received the Dare to Shine Player of the Match award for a good performance. And so coming to start this very important game will be a morale-boosting scenario for the Super Falcons. Corner kick advantage there for Nigeria. Just about 5 minutes already gone into this game, and there should be a decision. The defensive line there for the likes of Muncho. Then trying to see if she can pass on some balls. Tisha here showing everything there of the paces will be going in there for Nigeria. Abby pretty much calm now. Ayinde, Nigeria not any threat at all. Maybe Zohali also doing well. This is coming through from Seven Shetted Oyedo Pine. So Payne's therefore this is going wide, and this is the Nigerians that really would not be able to, or perhaps one of the things they want to try not to do is just lure the balls in very important places. Nicole Payne, 21 years of age, plays a club football for West Virginia Mountaineers.
Payne really doing well to drive the ball in the crucial areas in midfield. When you've got speedy players like Odega on this left flank, it's just always about the weight of.
Very much dangerous here. And Abby again signaling to Letitia that there's going to be there's a corner kick in favor of the Super Falcons. Things at the back. You talked about the strength and
demanding that back four, but also dishing out instructions to a midfield. And it will be important today that she makes sure that she gives the instructions to get the midfielders to tuck back in and
deep into the mess of Botswana, not allowing them a breathing space at all. That shows they can't really take that one for the side. She was raised in Apple Valley, California. Michelle Alozier gets the ball in. Again, it's been dealt with to deal with the situation, as we've done over 10 minutes already. Well, back in June 2021, Nigeria did play a match against Jamaica where they lost by a goal to nil. It was a friendly match, and that was a game that allowed every bit of the moment given to her in this tournament, isn't it?
No, absolutely. It's always about seizing the moment and of which they can always maximize on.
Was the game that the Mess of Botswana really have struggled to get themselves into the opposing problem there for Sidlami here.
Also the ability of the passing range, of which I would have expected probably a switch between Rita and Ayinde, just in that triangle of Nigeria. The game, the range of passing to locate the likes of Ajibade, Odega as well. But maybe the coach is thinking otherwise. But as soon as they are able to get much of that possession, rotate the ball, be a bit more patient, obviously they'll open up spaces. But it's always just looking at the channels behind the back four of Botswana.
Warren with the side, and she's definitely a very much interesting player.
She made some great runs on the flank just to add a bit of numbers up front, but also the one-on-one dribbles, she was quite brilliant. The crosses to be as precise, and I think that's where Nigeria are just lacking at this moment.
Just lacking. There's been pressure on him to pick up a win in the game, isn't it? You don't want to be in his shoes, would you?
Anticipate some of them, and hence the changes that he has made, and he's hoping that the changes could be quite influential in contributing to Nigeria bagging their first maximum points in this group.
Defending champions need to really have their reputation intact. They've won the tournament 9 times, and they are the team to beat here. But South Africans really showing the way. Ajibade looking for a return of the ball. The centre forward who's expected to do a lot of work there, Ifeoma, who's playing a club football in Gotham FC in the US, 28 years as well. And so interesting, she is one player who there are lots was expected from her in the competition, isn't it?
A lot is expected from her indeed, and it's always good to have a star-studded team with international experience. But I've always wondered if that does not disrupt the momentum of the flow, because you have to build a team for years so that you get that telepathic understanding, of which I feel the Nigerians are lacking at this moment. But as opposed to Botswana, they look like a team that have been building for years, and they understand each other. They have their understanding up front, with Tolageli leading from the front.
Well, Nomenu really has a lot of games under her belt. She played for Boston Breakers, Portland Thorns, and also played for Rain FC, Gotham now, where she plays the club football. And she's actually represented Nigeria in the under-23 women's national team. Received the first call-up with the Nigerian team. Advanced role against South Africa. And now she's sitting really deep in defense as a left full back and allowing Odega to move in. Again, a tactical switch there. She'll be looking
this evening.
Well, she talked about the ball away for a goal kick. Picked up a little bit of a knock there on an ankle, and Chukwuelu was trying to chase her out. And again,
the referee is demanding an apology.
And the 2012 FIFA Women's World Cup, where the Falconet nicknamed the younger Nigerian women's team she played for.
With the pressure, because just one goal is not enough, and we know it will be better, but as things stand now, you expect the experience of the Nigerians to come through, come to the fork, make sure you dictate terms in that midfield and really just drive and steer the game.
Really much controlling the midfield as well, and just the precise or the precision on the pass there, and Nigeria can afford to smile on that occasion. 80% of possession there for Nigeria as against 19 of that too. Haven't really done enough in the game. I think they've been pretty much defensive in the approach in today's game, and so surprisingly they haven't seen a lot of balls in the half
of the ball possession. What matters the most is the
ball into the box, and this time Chikwelu couldn't
find it
there by Nico Payne. Show that, and this time it's an ambitious effort there from the centre forward for the Mayors of Botswana. It's Tulakele, and again she had to drift deep into the midfield area to pick up this pass, and decided to ambitiously hit that one wide.
Tulakele always just shows you glimpses of Ebi, who are obviously marking her, but also drifts out wide, and once she starts getting those shots, she never stops, because she just keeps testing the goalkeeper until she gets one which will be accurate.
Payne here for Nigeria. Dega waiting in there. But Kobe turns well. And Nigeria still pushing. Chukwelu here. Again. Super Falcons controlling affairs, dominating play, ball into the box, and who is the target here? It's Tulagele here. Good play from her. And again, you always see her intentions as to drive the ball to the right side, and she's able to play Radia Kanye. It is still the Mez. We're trying to find spaces. Tulagele is fouled, and it is Anyinde who commit this particular foul, and that's the kind of response you're expecting for the Mayors of Botswana. Now trying to find a little spaces in there behind the Nigerians and trying to utilize them, and gets a foul for that.
Tulagele has taken the responsibility into her own hands to really initiate the attack. She had to drop further than what she's supposed to, but she's the one that started.
Tulagele would have to again decide how she's going to execute this one for the Mayors of Botswana.